Hi, welcome to another episode of A Conversation with Gift Patrick. Before we get this episode started, I would like to know, how are you doing? Yes, you that is watching this show right now, whether you're watching it right now during the midst of all this coronavirus when this episode was launched, how are you doing? How is your family? How is everyone around you, your loved ones? If you're watching this post-coronavirus issue, which I hope is soon, how are you doing? How are you dealing with the post-coronavirus effect, whether it's financial effect? I hope you are doing well. I hope the answer to that question is I am doing well. Like myself, I'm taking it day by day. I'm outside trying to catch some fresh air because that's all I can do right now, and I'm hoping for a better day tomorrow. That being said, let's talk about today's conversation. Today's conversation I have titled Finding Healing for Yourself. And this was inspired after I had a conversation with a very good friend of mine based on my last episode, Seeking Help is Strength. I thought I needed to talk on this particular topic, which is finding healing for yourself, because I went through a period personally where I thought my healing, and when I say healing, I'm going to touch on that very soon and explain what I mean by healing. Healing is a broad word, whether it's emotional healing, mental healing, physical healing. They are different stages of healing, and I'm going to explain on that. But first, I personally went through various levels of healing. I was someone that was very sick at some point in my life that I thought I wasn't going to make it. One reason why I always smile, I always smile no matter the condition I am in. But I went through a very tough time medically that I took, beside just medical healing, I needed to heal from the emotional process that I had gone through just during that period of my medical treatment and all of the process I went through and everything that I went through just being sick. That's one part of the healing I had to go through as an adult. The other part was my mental healing. I needed to heal myself of the ideology I had of life. When life started to show me a different picture, when life started to show me something bigger than what I've always thought life would be, I needed to heal from that, and I needed to open my heart to something new. That was another level of healing that I went through. Then the biggest healing that I also went through was healing of understanding myself, healing of accepting myself, and that's what I will be focusing on today. I talked about the other different kind of healing because not everybody is trying to heal themselves from understanding themselves. Some people might be in the level of medical healing, some might be in the process of healing, like emotionally, they just lost someone, and some might be in the process of understanding themselves and accepting themselves for who they are, and that's the healing they are going through in their life. Today, I'm going to be relating my acceptance healing to the conversation we're having today, because I have come to realize that when we are in pain, when we are hurting, and when we have not healed from whatever pain we've gone through, we tend to project those pain on people. And because of that, even when there are people around us who are trying to love us, who are trying to help us, who are there to support us, we are not fully receptive of those love. We are not fully accepting of those help that people are there to willingly give us, because we have our own problem, because we haven't healed, because we think all the pain we are feeling inside, other people are also seeing it in us. That's one part. The other part is also that people who haven't healed, and when others come to them with their vulnerability, when others come to them with their seeking for help, or when others come to them or are around them, we are quick. If you are actually in the process of healing, if you're actually in the process of pain, you are quick to judge other people. It's not because those people are necessarily bad or wrong or failing or anything. It's just because you have your own personal issue. So you see, like, yeah, it's a little bit complicated. I'm going to break it down very soon. So the first part why it's so important for you to heal, as it pertains to you as a person being able to receive help and love and all the things, good things that life is giving you, is because when you heal, when you are in a place of total like freedom from all the pain that you are going through, and you've reached a place in your life where you've come to understand that this is me as a person. I have all these weaknesses. I have all this pain. I've been through these medical challenges. I am not perfect at my job, but that doesn't mean I am not awesome. That doesn't mean I'm not great. That doesn't mean that I am not this person that brings joy into the room when I walk into it. That doesn't mean that I'm not great at this part of my job, but I'm great at this other part of my job. When you get to that point of healing, when you've healed at that point of acceptance, you've given yourself permission to be okay, permission to fail, and permission to be weak, permission to be sick, and know that that's just being a human being. You are not perfect. Then you've come to a point where anybody around you, when they show love to you, when they try to correct you, or when they try to be supportive, you see it exactly as it is. You're not trying to read between the lines, because you know, first of all, you are deserving of that love. Secondly, you know that, oh, they are correcting me because it's not because I'm not capable. It's because they want me to grow, because I am good here, but they've seen that there's another place where I needed to improve. You are more receptive to the things that are around you. You are more receptive to the love, to the constructive criticism that you get from people. You see things the way they are, and you are more forgiving of people. Yes, that is a different part entirely. You are more forgiving, you are more understanding, because you know you've been in that place of pain, you've been in that place of weakness, you've been in that place where you know that healing can be difficult, healing can be painful. So you are more understanding of others. You are more accepting of what others are doing. I'm like, okay, the fact that this person is not understanding my point of view doesn't mean that this person is entirely wrong. You see people from their point of view. You see people from what they are doing and what they are not doing. You see things more clearly. So the part of being more, when you are approaching others, you approach others in love. That's why sometimes you meet people, you try to talk to people about your pain and all, like your joy or your whatever it is you're trying to talk to people about. You see how they respond back to you. It's very snappy, or it's very judgmental, or stuff like that. Sometimes it's not you that is the problem. Those people are just going through the process of healing, through the process of pain, and they've not come to a point where they are comfortable with themselves. Sometimes they project their own pain on you. So that's why it's really important that we as individuals, we find our own healing. Because if you are not healed yet, if you are still trying to find your own healing, if you are still in pain and someone else in pain judges you, or someone else in pain is saying something negative that you really are not that person, is calling you a name that is not your own, because you don't know yourself yet, because you haven't fully healed and accepted you for who you are, the tendency of accepting and dwelling on what those people have said is very high, because you've not understand yourself yet. But when you've come to a place of total healing and acceptance of yourself and who you are, when those people come, you see the pain because you've been there. You see the pain in their eyes. You can recognize when they are coming from their own pain, and when they are really genuinely giving you genuine criticism, when they are genuinely giving you the feedback of love. You can easily tell. And that's how you can seek help from people without feeling like, oh, that's me being vulnerable. These people are going to use this against me. What am I trying to say? As individuals, we need to realize that we are not perfect. We are not, it's okay not to be okay, like I said in my previous episode. It's okay to seek help. And when you are hurting, find healing. Take time to heal yourself. So take time to be in a place where you are okay with everything that's going on in your life, so that when you meet people outside, you can come from a place of empathy. But you can't give what you don't have. If you haven't healed, if you are not okay with your current situation, okay doesn't mean that you have it all figured out. Okay doesn't mean that you are in perfect health. Okay doesn't mean that all is well with you. Okay means that you know all isn't well today, but you also know that that does not define your entire future. That does not mean that tomorrow is not going to be better than today. That does not mean that you as a person isn't a great person. That does not define who you are as an individual. So when you meet other people, when you come across other people in life, there is that transition of acceptance in you to them. That no matter what they are doing, no matter what they are saying, no matter what they are going through, it doesn't impact how you feel. It doesn't impact your state of mind. It doesn't impact your happiness, how you feel about yourself, your what, your projection of yourself, your projection of who you are to the world and to your generation and to your own journey. It's not impacted by the opinions of others. And when that is the state where you've reached in life, there is a different understanding of just being a being. There's a different understanding of the journey that you are in. There's a different understanding of how you talk to people, how you approach people, how you accept people, and you become that element of peace that you feel inside. That's what you become to others, and that's what you give back to others. So again, let us all try to find healing for ourselves. When I went through my medical, my emotional, my physical, and just my acceptance journey of healing, I had a lot of people around me that was guiding me. So it's also okay to find mentors, but make sure those mentors you have around you, they've had their own healing. They've gotten their own healing, because that's the only way they can support you. And when you eventually get there, please try to be more compassionate to others who are in the process of getting there, who are in the process of finding themselves, because that's how we build a better world. When we are more human to each other, when we understand that we are all at different stage of healing in our lives, and that's okay, and that's where we all need to empower each other, whether it's in your professional space, whether in the office or in church or just your daily life. The people that need healing, the people that need support, please be merciful to them. If you have gone through that process before, be compassionate, help them through the process that they are in, and be understanding from where they are coming from, and play a more diplomatic role in trying to understand where people are in their different journey and different space of life, because healing takes time. I have been on my own healing journey for about 8 years, and I'm still on it. So I can really say it does take time, but it's a rewarding experience when you eventually get to that space where you are fully accepting of your presence in life, of where you are and who you are, because that way you're more attuned with yourself and more equipped to give back to the world. I hope you enjoyed this conversation on healing, finding healing for yourself. I can't wait to see you in the next episode. Until then, don't forget to follow my Instagram page, gift_Patrick_, or subscribe to my YouTube page so you don't ever miss my future episode, Gift Patrick. My Facebook page is gift_Patrick_. I am your host, Gift Patrick. I'll see you again next time. Till then, stay safe and be well.